Here we go, the fan favorite case of this game. The fan favorite case of this game. While my money still is on case 4, I will say that this is a very, very close second. I've always said that, you know, these games benefit, you know, from the continuity of the very first trilogy. But this case, honestly, might be the case that benefits individually from continuity the most. This case, honestly, might be the case. Okay, let me just go ahead and share this with the loyal fan base. And luckily for us, Peyton has provided me a comic in which I can use as a warm-up for my voice. Let me go ahead and put this in the self-promo tab. Send this over to Peyton, my pal. Oh wait, that's Lynn's thing. Ah! Okay, hang on. Let me actually get my water preemptively this time, because I'm going to need it given the voices I'm going to pull. I actually did a bit of planning this time, and I think I did better planning than my captive turnabout voices, some of which I was really winging it for. Anyways, let me go ahead and get that water real quickly. Okay, I am back. Now, I have to... Hello, Peyton. I see your message. I have to pull up the guide to have on the side. Okay, then we send dub warm-up time. Yep! The comic in which you so gloriously provided for me. Okay, so it's, where is the guide first? Okay, so it's, game facts. Ace Attorney. Investigations 2 facts. Spoiler-free walkthrough. And then Turnabout Legacy. Investigation Part 1. I can screenshot this. Okay. Before we do that, let's do our obligatory warm-up. Even though we're gonna not be using these voices for a little bit, because you'll see why. Also, wait, but do a little bit of a preface here for this case, just to give you ideas of what to expect from me personally. Eh? Me and Kim are doing these types of streams every Friday. Ooh. So, to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what to expect here, I'm going to be doing, for a specific character in this case, I'm going to be trying to do my closest Jameson Price impersonation. For those who don't know, Jameson Price is a voice actor that has been in... Seriously, he's been literally in, like, everything I know. Take a pick, wrong lever. I'm going to do the office briefing just because that's actually, relevant to this case, and it also helps me warm up the voices I'm going to be using. But I'm going to be doing my closest Jameson Price impersonation for a character in this case. Additionally, I'm going to have to dust off my Manfred von Karma voice, which I am going to be changing. Originally, my Manfred von Karma voice was all like, Edgeworth, I expect nothing less of perfection. But, you know, as much as that voice, like, works, I think I'm going to alter it just a little bit. Just a little bit. So my Manfred von Karma voice will be different from what you saw in Turnabout Reminiscence in the first game. Also, that voice kind of hurt to use, and I have to use it a lot here. And I had to take breaks doing Bodhi Harmaconis' voice, so I can't really afford to do that for too much. But yeah, so Jameson Price, man. He has been in literally everything. He was Kiel in Dr. Arnax. He was the narrator in Gun X Sword. He was Jelly Jiggler in Bobobo. And, like, I have seen this man ever. It's even funnier that by complete and total chance, actually did run into this guy. It was a long time ago, really long time ago. I was just in some, like, random comic book store or, like, you know, an anime merch store. I think it was when I was in Los Angeles. There was this place I went down, and I just hear this guy. I'm like, wait a minute, that's like Jelly Jiggler's. I'm like, are you the guy that voiced Jelly Jiggler in Bobobo? And he's like, yeah, that's me. And I'm like, oh, cool. I was an idiot. I should have talked more to him than that, but, you know, I was, you know, in Los Angeles, you know, got my stuff, had to get out of there, it was packed in that comic store, so I do regret that I didn't get to talk with Jameson more, because if I were to ask Jameson now, he probably wouldn't remember the guy who said, are you the voice actor from Bobobo in a comic store in Los Angeles? But it is funny, considering I've never been to a convention, you know, even though I'm the big anime guy, I've never been to any conventions, so yeah, I didn't run into him in one there. It was just at this random-ass comic store. But hey, it's not every day someone can actually say they actually ran into the voice actor. Anyways, so let's get our warm-up done. Also, let me just go ahead and pull up this comic that Peyton provided for me. There we go. So, he theorized Warden Lagarde was responsible. Afterwards, used to spend some time with forensics gathering additional leads. Oh, I see. Well, my knuckle-headed son has some hard work ahead of him for the trial. Do be sure to watch over him, Verity. His flame can be somewhat reckless if you get my drift. I understand, Chairman. Speaking of edgy, he and that defense attorney, what was his name again? My memory isn't what it used to be. Bah, whatever. I got word he's heading to Samson's Manor, the Zodiac Hall. Do me a favor and poke around, alright? It shall be done. May the eyes of the goddess of justice watch over us all. Judge Gavelle? Good timing. Did you bring the documents I requested from the official records? Yeah, here. First. Oh yeah, you like keeping your office clean. Anyways, here. IS-7, DL-6, SS-5, KG-8. Okay, good. It's all here. Huh? These are the recorded names assigned to historic cases by the committee. I recognize one of those, KG-8. I was at the Cadofian Embassy when Edgeworth, Kay, and Lang were investigating a murder connected to it. Oh? So you're privy to knowledge regarding KG-8? More like I stumbled into it by complete accident. Twice. Once was on a plane where I met Edgeworth, And again at the embassy when watching the Steel Samurai show. That is quite the coincidence. Though I suppose it would be difficult to ignore two murders happening so close to each other. Callisto Yu. The woman who murdered Kei's father. The one posing as Agent Shina, the smuggling ring member. It took 7 years to catch her. And even then, Kei still lost her father. Peyton, justice is a complicated thing. Huh? What some people believe is truth is not always the same thing as justice. Verity! What? No! Ed's worthless is that man. Ed's worthless is at Samson's Manor, the Zodiac Hall. You know what that means, right? Really, dude? Hey, what's with the funny look? I received that information earlier, Eustace. Oh, what? Does this mean I was in first place? It's not a race, you know. Well, Peyton, it appears my presence is required elsewhere. The winner's about to win some more! Wait, Verity, Mind if I come along? Huh? What do you mean? You told me to pursue the truth in the way I believe in. And I don't know why, but I've got a gut feeling I should look into this case next. Very well. Come along, Peyton. Let's go together. Just don't hold me back, you hear? The winner's got a reputation to keep. Shut up, you knucklehead. Hey! Stop that! Okay. That should be a solid enough warm-up. But oh god, I just realized, wait, I just realized. For this case, I'm not only going to have to do Jameson Price's voice, I'm also going to have to sing. Knucklehead. It's a good nickname for him. He is a knucklehead. That is Eustace. He's a freaking knucklehead, dude. And, Freaking knucklehead, dude. Excuse me. Sorry, and what? So yeah, you're gonna have to see me do my best Jameson Price impersonation, but you're also gonna have to see me sing. That is not something you see. Look. I might have a good voice. Okay, maybe not even that good of a voice. If I'm being honest, my voice is not that good, but sorry for saying I want to kill him, hurt from my streams. Ow! Nah, it's fine, dude. You don't have to apologize for that. See, look. There's things I hate and want to kill too. Monster Hunter World Iceborne. Check! Frickin'... Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I hate and rant about. There is, even in stuff I love. Franny, look, I wouldn't want to kill Franny. I wouldn't go that far. She pisses me off, but not to that extent. You know who does piss me off, though, to that extent? Oh my gosh. So, wait. Okay, I need to go on a little rant just before we start. I know. I'm putting it to like, there is this one fucking character, dude, in this fucking anime that I hate. Makes you feel better though, right? Oh, yeah, I mean, it's not like, it's not like it's meant to make me mad or anything. So, yeah, I mean, it's fun. But, wait, no, I gotta talk about this character who I fucking hate, dude. The irony being, it's actually from a series I actually really like, if I'm being honest. So, look, as much as I love, and I mean this in the nicest way possible, as much as I fucking love... Actually, you know what? I need to save that rant for another time, because if I go on that rant now, I might actually throw out my voice before we even start the case. Okay, hey, it'll give us something to look forward to next time. Okay, let's go. I have to actually sing those, the thing. Episode 3, Turnabout Legacy. What shall we make today, kids?
And Judy's bake and bow.
Macarons, waffles with cream, chafing cakes that are light as a dream. Laugh and sing, smile, it's true, all that sweetness waiting for you. Look there, what, where, over there, the oven's got something special to share. Bing! Now, let's see what we've got for you! It's cooking time! Are you ready to make something special together? Wow. Talk about a blast from the past. Hey, Gregory. I'm going back there tomorrow with your boy. I'm finally gonna find out what happened 18 years ago. God. Man, this case is... Ooh. Honestly, while I do think case 4 gets to me emotionally more, this one does get me... By the way, man, have you heard of Until Dawn? Yes! Peyton! I literally, that was my very, very first PlayStation 4 game. Hold on. Ow, damn it. Okay, sadly, I can't fish out my physical copy from the Tupperware because it's buried down there, but yes, I have heard of and played Until Dawn. Let me go ahead and adjust my camera a little bit. Oh my gosh. Sorry, all the text messages in the world. April 2nd, 10:05 a.m. Zodiac Hall, Fountain Room. Oh my god, stop texting me! I'm literally in the middle of a stream and you guys are... Oh my god. Okay, putting this on not vibrate, mute. Because I made something... Hang on. Anyways... I made something with 2+ outcast characters, I see. Oh, sorry. No, not you, Peyton. Not you. My mom and my sister and my brother are all texting me about Monster Hunter. Guys, I'm in the middle of a stream here! Not you. I'm not yelling at you, Peyton. Okay, put this on not vibrate so my freaking family. Bro, I get it, you guys want to fight the Shogun Hermitar. I'm trying to stream here, fellers. Okay. Well, Fender, are you finally going to tell me what we're doing here? Why have you brought me to an art gallery of all places? Hey, you had nothing going on. It seemed like the perfect chance to come and enjoy the magic of star sign stuff together. I'm leaving. Chill, big guy. I'm joking. You know about the IS-7 incident, yeah? Your old man's last case? Of course. Von Karma took great pleasure in showing me files as soon as I became a prosecutor. And I reviewed them again last night after your invite. See? I was also present at the trial all those years ago, although My memories of it are somewhat hazy. As a child, I was completely in awe of my father. The sight of him in court was inspirational. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law, and opposite him, the man who would become my mentor, Manfred von Karma. It was quite a case. However, it ended with the conviction of the accused. It was quite a case. Sorry, doing an audio check. Ah, so you were there too. You were in the courtroom for Gregory's final outing. Well, that makes explaining things easier. I wanted you to know something, see? That something being what really went down. Not the truth in those files, but the capital T truth. It was 18 years ago, smack dab in the middle of a real doozy of a winter. The buildings were covered with a blanket of snow. It looked like the streets were lined with popsicles. But things weren't so innocent behind those frozen doors. In fact, something pretty sordid went down. This is back before yours truly was the fine figure of an attorney you see before you today. 18 years ago. Here we go. Into the past. Oh my god. The feels, dude. The dramatic irony and the feels for those who know. December 24th, 5 o'clock p.m. Detention Center. Visitors Room. So now I have to do a young Fender voice. I actually am going to alter my Fender voice in the past to make him sound younger. Hey, Mr. E. This one's really came out of the blue, huh? Okay, let me go ahead and now get my Jameson Price clip in order to... Oh my god! Sis! I'm literally trying to stream! Oh my god, I am literally streaming. I am literally streaming, you guys. What the hell? It's not Saturday. It's Friday. Ah! I have like my phone just popping up with notifications. I want to click on something, and then because it pops up, you guys made me click on the damn messages. Ah! See, this is the inconvenient thing about having lots of friends, is that it's so hard to juggle conversations with them. Okay. Hang on. Let me go ahead and find my... I guess if I go to here... Because it's actually going to take a bit of opening up the vocal cords for me to get Jameson's voice. Because that is a deep voice, yo. Like, let me just get a clip and just show it to you for comparison's sake. Okay, hang on. So this is the kind of voice I'm going to be doing right here.
The endless illusion. A paradise for lost souls where savage dreams abound. Why does one fight? Why move forward? The road is steep, the journey all too difficult, and all that waits in the end is tragedy. But even so, no one once thinks of turning back, for each of them knows the remorse that comes from being untrue to oneself is a fate far worse than death.
The endless illusion. Why fight? Why move forward? The road ahead is steeped in tragedy. Okay. It did. We were called in before the ink on the arrest papers was even dry. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm a defense attorney. I'm here visiting a client with my assistant, Eddie Fender. A murder on Christmas Eve! What's the world coming to? Ah, Samson. Actually, I didn't think about how am I going to voice this guy. In the dark of the night, at the end of the day, I saw two timely saviors a-coming my way. Welcome, my friends, to the visitor's room, and if we're not friends yet, I'm sure we will be soon. Whoa! Talk about an entrance! I was not expecting that! And neither was I. Sorry if I surprised you. I'm just so happy to see you both. Thanks so much for coming out. Seriously, I cannot thank you enough. You're the accused, I take it. I am. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law, at your service. I look forward to representing you. This is my assistant, Eddie Fender. Pleased to meet you, sir. I'll do everything I can to help. Calm now, Edward. Calm down, please. You have to forgive him. He's still somewhat new to this. He's been helping me out part-time, but he's far from fully fledged lawyer material yet. Nonetheless, I'm hoping he'll be of some assistance in investigating the particulars of this case. Gregory and Eddie, it's an honor to meet you both. Hang on, it's gonna check the audio really quickly here to make sure it's working. Okay, yeah, it's working. It's working. Gregory and Eddie, it's an honor to meet you both. My job as a defense attorney is to save my clients from wrongful convictions. So the first thing to do is establish whether or not he is truly innocent. Perhaps we could begin by having you tell us a little about yourself. What am I thinking? I haven't even told you my name. I'm Samson Tangora. Well, so it's really you then? Samson Tangora, the world's greatest confectioner? You flatter me, my young friend. And you can call me Samson. All of my friends do. Wow! Thanks, Samson! I will! I can't believe I'm meeting you in person! It seems Eddie knows something of our client. Mr. E! It's the Samson Tangora! The singing, dancing, confectionery-making sensation! I gotta sing! Uh-oh! What shall we make today, kids? Macarons! Macarons! Waffles with cream! Chiffon cakes that are light as a dream! Laugh and sing! Smile, it's true! All that sweetness waiting for you! Look there! What? Where? Over there! The oven's got something special to share! Bing! Now let's see what we've got for you! I almost started dancing along. No way! I got to sing with Samson Tangora! It's the dream come true! Thanks, little man. It means a lot to hear you say that. My apologies, but I think we need to discuss the matter at hand. Of course. I'm sure you're both very busy. Alright, where would you like me to start? So, you're not just a confectioner, but also a singer and a dancer. I sure am. When I'm having fun, my body just starts moving. You must really enjoy making desserts then. Haha, wouldn't be much of a confectioner if I didn't. I live to make sweets that will bring joy to others. Hey, they're not just things, they're works of art! Sparkling, dazzling, mouth-watering creations. That stuff's what dreams are made of. So, He aims to create joyous and inspirational pieces, does he? I understand that the incident in question happened at your mansion. It did. We were holding an international confectionery contest there when a body was found inside one of my creations. Inside one of your... no way! The detective in charge placed me under arrest because of it, and... well, here I am. But I could never take a life. Never. I'm sure the police will see that I'm sure the police will see that too in time. They'll realize their mistake. I sure hope so. And what can you tell us about the victim? His name is Artie Frost. He was taking part in the contest. Mr. Frost is a wonderful confectioner. His creations were things of real beauty. I just don't understand. Why did he have to die? I'm sorry. He seems genuinely upset over the victim's death. I think I have a pretty good measure of the man now. Mr. Tangora, there's just one last thing I need to confirm with you. You didn't kill Mr. Frost. Is that correct? That is correct. I swear to you, I didn't do it. Like I told you, I could never take a life. Never. He seems quite sincere. All right, I'm going to take you at your word. Thank you for being so forthright with me. Likewise, it's good to talk to someone other than those detectives. We'll head to the scene of the crime and see what we can learn. We'll be in touch when we have something more to tell you. Goodbye, Gregory. Goodbye, Eddie. I'm counting on you both. December 24th, 6 o'clock p.m. Contest venue. Fountain Room. Bah! It's pretty cold out there, huh, Mr. E? I never saw so much snow. Yes, it doesn't seem like it'll be letting up anytime soon. But just look at this place! What a sweet house Samson's got! Look at it! It's huge! Yes, big enough to hold an international confectionery contest, no less. Welcome! Welcome, everyone! Come on in! We'll have some fun! Oh no! Are you alright? I'm sorry about that. Would you happen to be Mr. Gregory Edgeworth by any chance? I would. It's a pleasure to meet you. I'm Eddie Fender, Mr. Edgeworth's assistant. Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, welcome to our humble abode. Judy Bound, it's an honor to meet you both. I'm the housekeeper here, and Mr. Tangora's assistant. You're no housekeeper, you're Judy Bound! The Judy Bound! You know a little something of my work? A little? I watch you on TV every chance I get. I'm Bacon Bob's biggest fan. It's very kind of you to say so. We'd be nothing without our fans. And what might Bacon Bop be, just for my curiosity's sake? It's only the biggest show on TV! Every kid on the planet loves it! The dynamic duo of Samson and Judy make delicious sweet stuff, all while singing and dancing. Like this! Check it out! Oh, I gotta sing again! Oh no! What shall we make today, kids? Cookie dough, caramel too, fluffy chalks, cream tiramisu. Everyone, come along, bacon treats with a smile and a song. There, ooh, where, who, there it's true. The oven's got something special for you. Bing! Just take a bite and you will see. So the translation doesn't all match up with the rhythm of the song because this was originally released in Japan. So it's a little unfortunate that I can't actually get it right because the text does not line up with the song. This isn't karaoke. Okay. Anyways, griping nitpicks aside, that was a wonderful performance, Mr. Fender. Bravo! I dance along every time I watch the show. Perhaps Miles may enjoy it too. I'll suggest it to him later. But all this dancing really takes it out of a guy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm the world's worst... Oh, come on. Don't sell yourself short, Judy. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm the world's worst hostess. Here, nothing relaxes the body and mind quite like a cup of tea. Actual sound effects.
Ah, this is Ceylon, correct? It's delicious. Its citrus aroma is said to improve one's ability to concentrate, as I recall.
Interesting. So this is what Ceylon tastes like, huh?
How odd. The saucer's cold.
Yes, it's so that the tea cools down more quickly, I'm afraid. Some of our guests don't like it too hot.
I see. These teacups are very unique too. The design really is something.
You think so? Thank you so much. I ordered them all the way from France. They're my absolute favorite. They're designed by a marvelous sculptor named Paul Halik. Have you heard of him? He makes the most amazing tableware in the world.
You're clearly a big fan of his work.
Oh, I am. These teacups are my greatest treasure.
Well, she's certainly not afraid to show when she's passionate about something. If you don't mind, Miss Bound, I'd like to move on to the reason why we're here. Can you tell us everything you know about the unfortunate incident that occurred earlier?
Of course. I'm sorry for getting so distracted. I guess I'm still in a bit of shock myself. Because I'm the one who found the body, you see.
You discovered the victim. Is it true that the body was recovered from inside one of Mr. Tangora's creations?
It is. We were in the middle of the Countess' final judgment phase when I heard the sound of something big collapsing from Samson's room. Samson, are you in here? Ah! I opened the door and went inside, and there was Mr. Frost's body.
Thank you. I'm sorry to make you relive such a traumatic experience.
Think nothing of it, please. I only wish I had more to tell you.
Now, if you don't mind, Miss Bound, I'd like to begin our investigation of the crime scene.
Oh, Mr. Edgeworth, Mr. Fender, you have to save Samson. He's no murderer. He could never do something like that.
Of course.
Leave it to us, Miss Bound. Thank you so much. I'll go serve the others their tea then.
Well, come on, Eddie. Let's go to the scene of the crime.
Yes, sir, Mr. E. Hey, we know who that is. Guess who's back? December 24th, contest venue, Tangora's room. Excuse me. No way! Everything in this room is made of chocolate! I can't believe I'm getting to see so many of Samson's creations this up close and personal.
I might be more excited myself if the room wasn't a murder scene.
Ugh, just hearing you say that sends a shiver down my spine.
That might just be the temperature in here. It is rather cold.
Yeah, now that you mention it, it is pretty chill. Ah! Achoo! Defense on the scene already? Well, that was fast.
A pleasure to meet you. My name is Gregory Edgeworth. I'm representing Mr. Tangora. This is my assistant, Eddie Fender.
Nice to meet you. Bad. Detective Tiro Bad. I gotta get my Ray Lundgren voice back now. Money only dulls the will in the life that I live. The only thing I'm after is killing. I won't rest until the claw's dead. Bad. Detective Tyrrell Bad. The detective in charge is named Bad, a man of few words. Oh. Ugh. Something about this just doesn't taste right. Nope. You're eating your own notepaper?
He likes to chew his thoughts rather literally, I'm afraid. It helps him to digest and remember them. It's a little quirk of his. Please try to ignore it. Although, I'll be the first to admit that's easier said than done. With introductions out of the way, Detective Bad, would you mind if we joined you in investigating the scene?
Sorry, not gonna happen. What? How come? Mr. Edgeworth is Mr. Tangora's attorney. Yeah, and attorneys. Hey, you comic is dumb, but that's for another time, yes? Hey, it'll give me a warm-up for next time, which is good, because I am gonna actually need to. It's so ironic considering Detective Bad is right here. But yeah, I can definitely use that as my warm-up for the next part. Anyways, yeah. So, I gotta get my Ray Lundgren voice back. I keep flubbing out of it. Dream? I had a dream once. To live a peaceful life with the woman I loved. A modest one, I know. But he tore it to pieces when we wouldn't go along with his lunacy. Yeah, and attorneys will do anything to get him off the hook. Even put words in their client's mouth. You think I need that on my crime scene? Mr. Edgeworth would never do something like that. I don't trust attorneys. Okay, kid?
Detective, you established my client's supposed guilt based on investigation of the crime scene, correct?
That's usually how it works, yeah? What of it?
Then extend me the same courtesy. I believe he's innocent and would like the chance to prove it.
You believe he's innocent, and you didn't even see the scene yet? That's some flimsy lawyering.
That's exactly why I wish to see the scene for myself. I need to ensure that my belief is based on solid evidence and sound reasoning.
You about to tell me you're not leaving until I let you look over the scene?
I am.
Fine. Knock yourself out.
Thank you, Detective.
But I'm coming with you. Like I said, I don't trust attorneys. If you're good with that, go ahead and get to it. That was a lollipop this whole time?
I must admit, I didn't see that coming either. We'd better get started then. I'll need you to take some notes, Eddie.
On it, Mr. E! Let's get this over with.
Begin investigation. Contest venue. Tangora's room.
Alright, hang on 1 second. I gotta get some water to clear my throat. Backies! So, starting with the investigation. First thing we do is... Oh, so speak with Samson, speak with Fender. Okay, so let's speak with Fender first. A real crime scene! This is so exciting!
This isn't a game, Eddie. I need you to take it seriously.
Don't worry, Mr. E. I'm taking notes on everything.
You are? What kind of notes?
Notes about how all this delicious stuff is made. I can't wait to try it for myself.
I'm not playing around, Edward. Take this seriously.
Yes, Mr. Edgeworth. Okay, then we talk with Mr. Bad. Oh. Okay, well, I guess I can examine this.
So this is where the body was discovered.
Yeah. They took it away already, but everything else is just how we found it.
It appears the body was inside the treasure chest.
Oh. Ah, treasure chest! Sorry, have to honor my channel tradition here. Yeah, one by the name of Bound found it. Samson, are you in here? She said she heard something breaking and came in to splat. Seems she heard something breaking and came in to see what it was.
If only we had just a little more information. And there's something else in here. Huh, it looks like a seal of some kind, with somebody's initials and an intricate shape carved into it. Is it?
Is it for making those fancy wax things on documents? Do you think it belonged to the victim? No idea, but it's gotta get logged anyways, so I'll take that.
It's really rather impressive, making an entire ship out of chocolate.
That's Samson Tangoa for you! Don't you just want to take a big bite out of it? Which part to bite first, though? That's the real head-scratcher, you know? Bite any part of it, kid, and you'll be off this crime scene so fast, your head will spin. Hey! It was just a joke! Stop staring at me like that!
I do wish sometimes Eddie could keep his cool a little bit better. One of the stands for the ship is broken.
The ship must have collapsed onto the treasure chest and smashed it open. Wait, do you think... Could that be how the victim died? Was he crushed by the ship?
If he was, this becomes an accidental death and not a murder.
You two are... You two serious?
Don't worry, Detective. For the moment, we're simply discussing a possibility.
I was being serious, though.
Detective, can you tell us a bit more about the state of the victim's body?
Let me see. Got a picture here someplace. You can see for yourselves. Death was from blunt force trauma.
And what about the weapon? Has it been found yet?
You can ask the prosecutor in charge about that.
The detective is not for The detective's not one for sharing much, I see. Would you mind if we borrowed this?
No skin off my nose. It's not like it's official. Bound took with an instant camera when she found the body. An instant camera? Like it's disposable or something?
No, it means it develops pictures right then and there when you take them.
No way! That sounds pretty convenient.
Now then, I better get my facts straight and take down some notes of my own. There's something in this picture that contradicts with the current crime scene. I need to call on my powers of deduction to figure out why.
Okay, now, hang on. So now that I've done that, hang on though, we have to talk with, I don't think I can talk to Mr. Bad yet. Okay, well now I can talk to Mr. Carmelo Gusto. His name in the fan translation was Dane Gustavia, but yeah, so wait, now I need to get this guy's voice. Okay, so I'm actually going to be taking a page out of Dark Souls book here, and I'm going to be doing a very Shiva of the East style voice for him. Let me get you a little demo of that, so I have something to compare it to, and it gives me a little excuse to warm up. Hang on.
I've heard all about you. I'm Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Let's teach you the clan basics now, as there's no time to chat in the midst of fighting.
Okay, so I'm gonna have to try my best to get like a very like Eastern-y voice for him. That's gonna be a little weird because like I can't make it like too deep. It's gotta be like soft but like focused, kind of samurai-y, if that makes any sense. Wait, is my stream lagging? Uh-oh, hang on. Samurai-y, if that makes any. Okay, my stream isn't lagging. I was worried for a second there that my stream was lagging. Bro, if anyone in the chat ever sees the stream lagging, say something ASAP, because I will never forgive myself if it gets lost in this. Okay, anyways.
And you are?
Sorry, meditating. Did you want something, detective? Hang on, I gotta get like my Shiva Beast voice for this. It's like, I've heard all about you. I am Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. Sorry, meditating. Did you want something, detective?
Oh, I'm an attorney, not a detective. Gregory Edgeworth, a pleasure to meet you.
And I'm his assistant, Eddie Fender. I see. Name's Carmelo Gusto. I'm gonna have to like, hang on. I see. Name's Carmelo Gusto. No, it's, why can't I get a very samurai-y voice? It's like, I've heard all about you. I am Shiva of the East, captain of the brigade. I see. Name's Carmelo Gusto. I'm a confectioner, here for the contest. You are? So what's your specialty, Mr. Gusto? The art of air and sugar. Okay, I don't think the samurai... Wait, hang on. Let me try something else. Hang on. I need to like, I really need to try and get a voice for this guy. I'm like struggling to think of like what is the right voice for him.
Dismissed.
Fuck. I need to think of a voice. See, this is where I start struggling to come up with voices. The art of air and sugar. No way! Look at that! It's a little baby seahorse! It's a dragon, a noble soaring creature of the skies. It's too close to Bad's voice. Fuck! Why can't I should be able to do a samurai voice, damn it! It's a dragon, a noble soaring creature of the skies. Wait a minute. It's a dragon. It's a dragon, a noble soaring creature of the skies. Let's try that. That's a dragon?
It does look more aquatic than airborne.
No need to sugarcoat it. My design sense is weak. I know better than anybody. That's why I'm heading to Zhangfa. When this is all over, I need to train hard.
Perhaps we should get off the subject of his design sense for now. So, what are you doing in here, Mr. Gusto? I didn't think there were lying civilians on the scene yet.
Detective wanted to know more about one of the pieces in here.
That makes sense. Seeing as he's a contestant, perhaps I should ask him a few questions of my own. Those are some interesting implements you use, Mr. Gusto.
Sugar blowing pumps. They put air into the sugar. They're so cool! It's like watching a sword master do his thing! I'm no master. Not a day goes by that I don't hurt myself one way or another. That's why I wear red. That way, it doesn't matter when I make a mess. The way of the confectioner is a lonely one. You never stop learning, not until you die.
The way of the confectioner sounds like a long one, too. Especially if he's hurting himself on a daily basis.
Sorry. To pull up the guide again here. For watching. It seems to swap between like 4 watching and 1 watching. Got people coming in and out. Watching. It seems to knowing YouTube and the way their UI is, I wouldn't be surprised. Okay.
What can you tell us about the contest? Based on what we've seen so far, flavor doesn't seem to be the only criteria at play here.
The contest was Tangora's idea. It's about art. Confectionery as art. Confectionery as art? Art that you can eat. Every part of it. Every single item in this room is edible. The whole place does smell kind of like chocolate. Tangora's a genius. A once-in-a-generation talent. Flavor and flair. He has it all. And if you can't outdo the god of confections himself, you cannot win. I don't know, man. Beating out the greatest in the world seems kind of hard, yeah? As it should be. Whoever beats him becomes the greatest in turn. See, this is kind of the voice I'm looking for. It's not like it almost has like a Dracula, but it has a very samurai motif to it. That's the real prize here. Nothing else matters.
So you're competing for the title, effectively.
And a treasure, the ultimate cookbook, Tangora's most prized possession. If you want to know more, it's all written down here. It's in a list of rules that was given out to the contestants. Sorry, I don't know much about what happened. I only heard about it after the judging was over.
How was the judging organized?
It started at 3 p.m. Tangora began making the rounds around then. He left his own room, then worked his way around the venue clockwise. My creations were the first to be judged. After that, he went to Scone's room. She's another one of the contestants.
What can you tell us about her?
Ruthless, brutal. There's nothing she wouldn't do to win. She was working with Cream, some kind of dreamscape. Funny they use that word, given Arcane Rise. Then, last of all, Mr. Frost's room. His thing was flavored ice. Sculptures this time, or so I heard. Bound found the body, while Tangora was still making the rounds. Arcane Rise? Yeah, remember, Peyton, how Solomon would contact people through dreams? Like, in certain scenes of Arcane Quest, and by extension Arcane Rise, many characters were contacted via dreams. For instance, Nova saw Kyrie in dreams. Jules saw Solomon in dreams. I think you actually saw Electra and Farash in dreams. I've always used the dreamscape as a, like, it's always been a lore piece for Arcane, you know. Dreams are a, I typically use them as a plot device, sort of, in storytelling, because dreams are like a easy way, you know, for like characters to make contact that haven't met physically yet. I even said in Arcane lore that the dreamscape is a way for gods contacting humans, so to speak. Anyways. She panicked, ran to call the cops. Tangor went right on judging, claims he didn't know a thing about it. Well, until afterward. Went ahead and looked over the victim's work, even though the guy was nowhere to be seen. Pretty suspicious behavior in anyone's book.
I don't have enough information to challenge him on that yet. By the way, Detective Bad, what were you and Mr. Gusto talking about earlier?
I was going to ask about the piece on the wall here, the one in the frame. Seemed like something was off. Thought I better ask somebody who knows about this stuff. But then you bozos showed up and pulled me away from my important work. Bozo! That's Missy's thing! Bozo.
Well, perhaps we can take a closer look at it together then.
Can't take a hint, can you?
Mr. Gusto, would you mind helping us out?
Of course. Confectionery is my life. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
Who knew that you could make a picture like this out of chocolate? Samson really is a god among men.
Is it really made of chocolate, though? It looks far too much like a regular illustration to me.
You have a good eye. I'm impressed. That's no piece of candy. It's the ultimate cookbook.
The ultimate cookbook? In other words, the grand prize.
What? So it's not made of chocolate after all, then? No. The book is simply enframed in some. Tangoa showed it to all of us when he gathered here to explain the rules.
So the participants knew that the grand prize was in this room the whole time.
Anyway, you see it too, right? The frame. Something's missing.
Ah. The oddity that Detective Bad was going to ask Mr. Gusto about. I see. You're right, Detective. Something is missing from this frame.
So it's not just me. Huh? What's missing?
I'd better show Eddie which part of the frame is missing some chocolate.
Dude!
Look at the Look at the decorative work.
Fuck! I need to slow down!
Look at the
Fuck!
Look at the decorative work in the corner here. Something's missing, no?
Oh yeah! It's different from the other side! That's not like Tangora. The balance is all wrong. But that's not all. Take a look around. Every confectioner's room is missing some small bit. You're right! The candle holder, the nautical stuff, they're all like that. Did somebody deliberately damage them?
That is a very good question.
Or did Tangora just want to look like someone messed with his work? He'd never do that to his own creations. Never!
Could this have some deeper meaning for the case? I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention.
So I'm kind of flubbing out of the Jameson Price voice a little bit. It's way deeper than that. It is way deeper than that.
The endless illusion.
Okay. So now I examine thing, present it, examine the hand mark on the Angel's Cookbook. That's right. There's a hand mark there.
Are these finger marks?
Yeah, but we don't know whose yet. Still haven't figured it out. No fingerprints, no ID.
Finger marks without prints. They could certainly be important to the case.
It's a real head scratcher, all right. Not really. I'm guessing whoever it was wore gloves. Aw, where's your sense of romance or adventure?
There doesn't tend to be much of either at a crime scene, Eddie.
Hot!
Are you alright, Eddie?
Yeah, but it's chilly in here.
Yes, it wasn't exactly warm out in the fountain room either. But it's even colder in here. Would you like to borrow my jacket?
No, I'm fine. And besides, you said you'd give it to me when I finally got my attorney's badge.
I did, didn't I?
Why do they have the heat down so low?
Chocolate needs to be kept at the right temperature.
Take a look behind that panel on the wall there. What panel? Look at that! It was here this whole time!
There's one in each contest room. Tangora hid them so they wouldn't spoil the aesthetic of our works. And what do the controls do?
They adjust the temperature and the lighting. Goes all the way down to negative 22 degrees Fahrenheit. Cold enough to keep any confectionery from melting.
So in effect, each room is a giant freezer then.
It's 59 degrees in here! No wonder I'm so cold! Hey, Detective Bad, you, mind if we turn it up a little? Preservation of the crime scene is the foundation of detective work. But I'm not a detective!
The same goes for attorneys, Eddie. We must never disturb the scene of the crime.
Get used to the code. It's all part of your training. Chocolate needs to be kept between 59 and 65 degrees. There's no way around it. You know the temperatures by heart, huh? Guess it is your job. It's the very least I should know. Any real confectioner should be able to tell you that and more. Alright, what about lollipops and cream? If it's not too hot or too humid, a lollipop should be fine just about anywhere. Cream needs to be kept around 50 degrees. Need to watch out for heat and humidity, huh? Duly noted. Detective Bad kind of brightened up when he was talking about his lollipops, didn't he? Detective Bad kind of... Okay. Just checking the audio.
I suppose he must be very fond of them. I don't believe there's any more to be found here.
Okay. Next, so now that I've examined that, so we have to go over to the candelabra. Oh, I didn't examine that? What? Still have to examine this, though. A candelabra made of chocolate. There's a title here, Light of Life.
Well, this particular light seems to be missing one of its life-giving flames. Does it have some sort of symbolic meaning? Or could it be?
Okay. Then, we examine the diary. Examine the table, the tea set below, Gusto.
There's some very tasteful tableware here, along with some useful There's some very tasteful tableware here, along with some kitchen utensils. This tea set is of the same design as the one Miss Bound served us with earlier.
You think Samson could have been drinking tea out of that? The paw and cup were dusted for prints. His were the only ones they found.
And was that the case for the utensils as well?
Everything else had been washed, so there weren't any prints to find.
And if Mr. Tangora was wearing gloves while he was working on his confectionaries, that could explain why prints were only found on the teapot and the cup. Okay. Then we examine the gloves at the bottom.
Gloves. Tangora wore them when he was working on his masterpiece over there. They're conveniently good at hiding fingerprints, too.
I suppose it's possible to employ them in such a manner. But is it really all that suspicious to find a pair of gloves in a kitchen like this?
I'm a detective. Everything's suspicious. That's the job.
Okay, next. Speak with the officer kneeling by the stream. What are you investigating, officer? Sir, I was just taking the temperature of the water here.
And what have you learned?
Oh, it's warm, sir. The stream in each room flows to the main fountain, and then the water is circulated back to the 2 rooms. Unusual to say the least. I've never seen a house quite like this one.
Rich folks, they're all crazy.
Okay, then, after this, speak with another officer if you like. Examine the nautical pond to the lower left. What? There's a fine selection of nautical paraphernalia. That is a weird word, dude.
You think one of them could be the murder weapon?
No, they're all made of chocolate. You'd have a hard time bludgeoning someone to death with one of them.
Can't tell what's real in here.
They really do look genuine. I could hardly tell the difference myself. A true testament to Mr. Tangora's skills. Alright. Then... now... I need to deduce the missing chunk of chocolate in the treasure chest and present the crime scene notes. Because that's where the blood was.
Eureka!
You said the only thing that's been removed from the scene is the body.
Yeah, that and the piece of chocolate that it was wrapped in. That and the piece of chocolate it was wrapped in.
Claw, fuck! Then something here doesn't quite add up.
It doesn't?
Take another look at the scene in front of us, detective. A very conspicuous pool of blood that should be here is clearly missing.
You're right. Don't remember anyone mentioning they've removed the blood along with the body. Let me check with forensics. What is it, Mr. E? What did you figure out?
Compare the treasure chest in the photograph to the real thing. In the picture, the solid chocolate bottom continues underneath the deceased head. And yet, that part of the chest is now gone.
The part with the blood all over it!
Exactly. So did the police remove it? Or perhaps the killer?
It wasn't forensics. They're saying nobody took anything like that away.
Interesting. So somebody deliberately removed the blood from the scene.
Could be.
Now it's time to logic. We connect the sound of something breaking with the broken stand. The stand broke, and the ship collapsed with it. And the loud sound it made was brought by Miss Brown running.
Yeah, said the ship had already keeled over by the time she got in here.
But why did the stand collapse? What caused it to break?
Maybe the whole thing was off balance from the get-go.
Could that have really been the case, though? Damage creations, why did it break? All of Mr. Tangora's creations are missing a little piece each, including one of the stands that was holding up the ship. Somebody really went all out.
Do you think it could have been the killer?
It's certainly a possibility. Either way, I think we can safely say the stand was damaged and our mystery person's tampering of the scene. And when it broke, the ship fell and smashed open the treasure chest, which would have remained closed otherwise. Investigation complete. I think we're about done here for now.
Well, if I wasn't convinced before, I am now. Tangora did it. No two ways about it. What do you mean? All the rooms in this place lock from the inside. The only way to unlock them is from the outside. Bah, the only way to unlock them from the outside is with this key.
I see. And who had access to that key?
Who do you think? Tangora. And it's the only one. There aren't any copies. With the mansion key, Tangora could slip into anybody else's room anytime he liked. And he could even lock his own room from the outside if he wanted.
But Mr. Tangora's room wasn't locked, was it?
No, which is exactly what makes him a suspect.
Would you care to explain your thinking? Testimony time! Why, I think Tangora did it.
If the door had been locked when the body was found, Tangora would have been the obvious suspect. Which is why he deliberately didn't lock his room. And why he smashed the lid of the treasure chest, so the body was on full display. Everyone was supposed to gather in his room when the judging finished up, so he made it look like the murder happened while he wasn't there. The one thing he didn't plan on was Bound finding the body. Anyway, that's my thinking on this whole thing. Good enough for you, Mr. Attorney?
Do you also believe it was Mr. Tangora who damaged the other pieces in this room?
Yeah, I know you have to believe your client. That's your job. But I'm a detective, and I serve the law. And no matter how squeaky clean somebody might seem, a suspect is still a suspect.
I fully understand your reasoning, Detective. Now, would you mind if I applied a little critical thinking of my own?
Do your worst.
Just as the detective won't compromise his devotion to the law, I won't compromise my beliefs either. And I'm not about to just accept his version of events. In fact, I'm going to show him the piece of evidence that highlights the contradiction as I'm going to show him the piece of evidence that highlights the contradiction in his claims.
Okay. So we present the crime scene notes on the third statement.
Objection!
Gregory's new objection, I'm going to be honest. I am very, very used to ProZD's objection in the fan translation. Yeah, ProZD actually did Gregory Edgeworth in the fan translation. I don't know, something about this, like, I think his other lines are fine, but for some reason, I feel like his objection in the official version is just a pitch too high. It should be just a little bit lower. I mean, oh, it doesn't say what his age is. But I don't know, it feels a little too high for someone of Gregory's age.
We've established that the body was hidden inside of the chest, and that Miss Bound only came running into this room when she heard a sound. It seems reasonable to infer that the sound was that of the chocolate boat collapsing.
Sure, seems likely based on the evidence.
And yet you assert that it was Mr. Tangora who smashed the lid of the chest. I believe this photo makes it clear that it was the ship that did the smashing. And if that had occurred only moments before Miss Bound had entered the room, Then it couldn't have been broken by Mr. Tangora, who was out judging the contest at the time.
I never said he did it then and there. He could have done something to the stand, so it collapsed when he was in the middle of judging.
Objection.
Have you any way of proving that assertion?
Nope, but the investigation isn't over yet, so there's still time.
So, he doesn't have anything conclusive. Have you found any prints in this room besides that of Mr. Tangora?
Yeah, on the door. But we found Tangora and Frost's fingerprints on there too. We were all brought in for a briefing right before we started work on our creations. Those prints are probably from then.
I take it you haven't checked any of Mr. Tangora's works for prints yet.
Why would...
We know that somebody had tampered with them. Therefore, it's possible they left some prints behind when they did so.
Fine. But if we don't find anything, your guy's still top of my list. You got that? You, check all this chocolate stuff for prints, now!
Yes, sir! Right away! Detective Bad! We finished dusting the chocolate and we found prints that don't belong to Mr. Tangora, sir!
Go on. Whose?
Delicia Scone, sir! She's one of the contestants!
Good work. You can go back to whatever you were investigating before.
Yes, sir! So, it seems we have a suspect besides Mr. Tangora.
Huh. Even without your luring input, I wasn't about to wrap up the investigation anyways. I'll go speak to Miss Scone and see what she has to say for herself.
Delicia Scone. Mr. Gusto mentioned her too. He said that she was ruthless, that she'd do anything to win.
This Scone lady sounds pretty suspicious, huh? Bah. This Scone lady sounds like a pretty suspicious character, huh, Mr. E?
Yes. I think we better try to speak with her ourselves as well. Detective Bad, would you mind if we accompanied you?
Babysitting you is not my job. Oh, come on! But I guess you did pick up a couple of useful clues already. So if you want to tag along, be my guest.
Thank you, Detective. You're too kind. But Detective Bad, sir! I don't think that's such a good idea. The lead prosecutor is still busy in there.
It'll be fine. Me and him don't exactly see eye to eye anyhow. Who is this him? Who do they assign the case to? Manfred von Karma. What? They gave it to von Karma? He hasn't lost a case in 25 years!
Manfred von Karma. A living legend over at the prosecutor's office. We've never faced one another in the courtroom, but I've heard plenty of stories. They say he'll do anything to ensure a guilty verdict. But I can't let that distract me. For now, I only need to continue to do what I believe is right. And that's part one. You know what? I'm in a good mood. Let's keep going. Honestly, I actually think I started off stronger on the voices this time around. December 24th, 7:30 p.m. Contest venue. Scones room. Audio check. Contest venue. Okay. Audio's good. Just gonna get some water really quickly because I need to clear my throat.
Heyo. You good, buddy? Okay, just want to show my concern. Actually, now that I think about it, Delicious Scone is one of the only characters whose name is exactly the same in the fan translation that it is in the official version. Kind of funny to think about. Okay, auto check is good. Whoa, a candy castle! And look, there are even some little elves to go along with it! Room's laid out. Pretty much the same as Tangora's. It's not as cold, though. That's something. Let's see. Yeah, looks like there's a temperature control panel in here, too. Over there, that orange light. Over there where that orange light is, right?
We better take a closer look at it when we can. It's like a fairy tale storybook in here. And this whipped cream covered construction must be the work of Miss Delicia Scone.
Where is Miss Scone? Me? Why, I'm just over here, dearie! Why does she look like a strawberry shortcake character? Oh, just look at you lovely boys! Delicia Scone at your service! Some cheeky biters back in Blighty even call me Miss Delicious! Tee-hee! He's 34. Yeah, bro, he has... The official objection is too high-pitched for a 34-year-old defense attorney. Called a lovely boy at 34. Unexpected, to say the least. Lovely boys? Really? Even Mr. E? Oh, yes, dearie. You, detective over there. You're all lovely boys to me. I'm nobody's lovely boy, lady. Name's Bad.
I wonder just how old she is.
Finish this up so we can get out of here, Mr. Attorney.
Yes, alright.
Oh, here we go. Now I need to get my... Because I said before, I'm going to be doing a new Manfred von Karma voice because my other voice kind of hurt my throat a lot. I also think it could have been better. I know it might be odd, you know, for those who saw me do Turnabout Reminiscent and see me change voices, but you know what? It's fine. What is the meaning of this? Chit-chatting with the defense? Mr. Edgeworth, some scary guy just stopped out of the castle. Von Karma. What? He's Manfred von Karma? Eep! Sorry, mannequins.
The notorious prosecutor, Von Karma himself. It's a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Von Karma. Gregory Edgeworth, attorney at law.
I couldn't care less what your name is. Your job is to lose to me and disappear, never to show your sniveling face ever again.
What a thoroughly rude individual.
Those piercing eyes, that furrowed brow. Oh, you're even scarier than they say.
And you might want to keep such rude thoughts to yourself, Eddie. We were hoping you might permit us to carry out some brief inquiries, Mr. Von Karma.
Ha! And why would I wish to extend you any such courtesy?
This clearly isn't going to be easy.
So long as your inquiries are limited to this room, I suppose I'll allow it.
Why the sudden change of heart?
You, the tall fellow! Name's Bad. Is that so hard to remember? I didn't ask for your opinion. The thoughts of a lowly detective do not concern me. But I do admire your spirit. Bad, see to it these worms do not step out of line. Why do I have to? I am not offering you a choice, detective. I need to go and look over Mr. Gusto's room. Good day. Great.
More babysitting.
Why aren't Detective Bad and Mr. Von Karma investigating together? They don't seem to know each other well enough for there to be bad blood between them.
Well, looks like we have permission to investigate. Guess we better get to it.
Indeed. I'm not sure I trust Mr. Von Karma's motives, but at least we can do that much.
Hold up. I haven't been over this room yet either. You're not messing it up before I get my chance. You have to wait till I'm done.
Huh? But I thought you were the lead detective. How come you didn't take a look at this room yet?
Because I wasn't the first one they assigned. One of Von Karma's pets was on the job before me. Right up until just now, in fact. I got here not long before you did.
Well, that answers my question as to why they're not working Well, that answers my question as to why they're working separately, I suppose. Let's say we look over the room together, Detective. It worked out well enough before. Then you won't have to worry about us messing things up. You can keep an eye on us as we go.
What kind of screwball attorney has to have a detective breathing down his neck? Huh. Guess I'm stuck with you. For a little while longer, anyways.
Yes! You're amazing, Mr. E!
You have our thanks, Detective Bad.
Don't be too grateful. This is my scene. The second you get in my way, you're out of here.
Of course. We understand. Now, shall we begin?
Begin investigation. Contest venue. Scones room. Begin investigation. Okay. Now... Hang on. Speak with Fender first. Ha! The thick, sweet scent of delicious whipped cream is in the air. It's like a fairy tale, but in real life. And yet there he was, standing in the middle of it all, with that evil look on his face. This whole experience is wasted on the scary old creep.
Come now, Eddie. You can't call people names like that. It's rude.
Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. I'll try to be more careful. It's just... He reminds me of this teacher I once had who was always super angry with me.
A stern schoolteacher, huh? Now that he mentions it, Mr. Von Karma does have the look of one. But I shudder to think of what it would be like for Miles to study under him.
Gregory, yeah, about that, actually, Okay, anyways. Next, we speak to the officer. Don't turn around, don't turn around. If you turn around, you'll eat it. You can't eat the castle. Don't eat the castle.
I guess he's watching his sugar intake.
Okay, then we speak with Delicia Scone. What's the matter, Miss Scone? You seem a whole lot less cheerful than you were a minute ago.
Is it Mr. Von Karma? Did something happen between you two?
Why, yes! Nothing happened at all. Huh? But you just said yes, though. That was a hello yes, you silly boy. Aren't you just the sweetest little sugar dumpling? Remind me, what was your name again? Oh, Eddie. Eddie Lumpkin. Oh, you'll go far, dearie. I can tell. Eddie Lumpkin?
It seems our English gentlewoman has taken a liking to you, Eddie. No small accomplishment.
She's not exactly what I picture when I think of a gentlewoman, Mr. E.
Never mind that now. We should ask her a few questions while we can. Could you tell us about what you did over the course of the contest?
Of course, dearie. Let's see. It all started at about 10 in the morning. That's when we set to work. And, well, I spent most of my time here in my room, getting everything ready, as you'd expect. Ooh, and then there was a lovely afternoon tea for an hour or so from around 1, I think? Afternoon tea?
It's an English tradition. A chance to drink tea, enjoy a snack, and make small talk.
So, kind of like recess?
Well, I suppose you could say that.
Ooh, you really know your onions, don't you, Greggy Pegleg? Such a clever boy.
When did I become Greggy? And where was this afternoon tea served?
Out in the garden, of course. There's a lovely little one just outside. They do it the same hour every break time during the contest. Lay on a nice little spread, you know? But today, only me, Samson Sillypants, and Moody Judy were there for it. Sammy Poople had already finished his big creation, so he was there the whole time. But poor old Chillywinks and Gusty Pants had to miss out because they hadn't finished yet. Bless them.
You're saying everybody except Mr. Frost and Mr. Gusto were present.
That's right, dear. To tell you the truth, I hadn't finished yet either. But I wasn't about to miss out on tea and cakes served by our two TV superstars. I went right back to work when I finished, though. Tootled off while the others were still nattering away.
At any point during the contest, did you visit any of the other competitors' rooms?
Well, no, dear, don't be silly.
Well, that's strange, because your fingerprints were found in Mr. Tangora's room.
Eek! Caught red-handed!
Wait, so you admit you were there?
Oh, well, I can hardly deny it now, can I? But I didn't kill anybody, I swear! I suppose I better tell you what really happened. Just promise you'll believe me, won't you, dear?
What exactly were you doing in Mr. Tangora's room?
Well, I suppose you could call it research.
Research?
Sammy Poople's a dap hand when it comes to the old sweet making. Everybody knows that. So I noticed there was no one in there. I just popped in for a quick bit of research, like I say.
What kind of research leaves fingerprints?
Yes, well, it stands to reason I'd leave fingerprints, doesn't it? After all, it's hardly research if you don't have a little nibble, now is it? What? You ate little pieces of them?
So the trace of tampering in Mr. Tangora's room, that was all you?
I'm ever so sorry, sweeties. I didn't mean to make a mess. I had to take a little bite here and there, didn't I? I didn't want poor Sammy Poople getting upset, so it was just the teensiest bits and pieces.
And the stand holding up the ship. You took a bite out of that too, I suppose.
Oh yes, dear. Of course I did.
It was you. You brought the whole thing crashing down.
Eek! I'm sorry, my lovely. Truly I am. Hold on. Is that why you left afternoon tea early? You were heading off for a second helping of sweets. Look, just please believe me. I never killed anybody, I promise.
Her actions were certainly suspicious, but that's all we can say for now.
Okay. Now, after we've talked to her, we examine the entrance plaque.
The 4 adorable elves and the sweetest little castle made of sweets. So that's the theme behind Miss Scone's creations, huh?
Unlucky for her, things aren't quite as sweet around here as she's trying to make out.
Alright, now we cake tools on the top right. Oh, top right. Oh, the elves at the top, sorry. The cake tools to the right. Oh, here it is.
These must be various tools Miss Scone used to build her castle.
Buckets filled with cream, trowels and a brush. Is she a patisser or a plasterer?
Don't you go making jokes at my expense, you cheeky young devil. I don't just slap stuff on walls like a silly old plasterer. I have to spread the cream out lovely and smooth, then work all the rough patches.
That's literally exactly what a plasterer does.
Okay, but hey, we have the we have the tradition across all Ace Attorney games, the ladder.
What's the matter? Something weird about the ladder?
It's not a ladder, detective. It's a step ladder.
Same difference.
Far from it, actually. You know if you observe their basic natures more closely.
Amazing, Mr. E! I'll have to remember this for future reference.
This freaking step ladder, dude. There's even an achievement for it. God, never change Ace Attorney. The tradition of the ladder versus step ladder. That is funny, dude. Okay. Now examine the elves at the top. Whoop.
It's a cute little elf made of candy, and it's sitting on a little tree stump. Huh. The whipped cream decorations around it are beginning to lose their shape. But the elf seems completely fine. Strange.
Okay. Now, we examine the food coloring on the left. On the left is food coloring? Hang on. Oh, I didn't mean to do... Ah! Whoops.
There's a blowtorch and some chemicals here. I guess it's all for cooking with. I wonder why these chemicals are. Let's take a look at the labels. Man Get Down 911? Homicyanide 247?
Wait, they're all poisons?
No, sir! The common colorings and flavorings used in candies and desserts!
The first one is concentrated mango, boiled down to its purest essence. Hence, mango down.
They're asking for trouble with a name like that.
Well, now I'm curious to what homicyanide might be.
You're not gonna tell us? No, I'm curious too! What? No! You can't just leave me hanging like that, game! Whatever. Okay, next. The temperature gauge on the left.
There's a small door in the wall here, just like Mr. Tangora's room.
Here, I'll open it.
Temperature 68 degrees. Light set to green.
Didn't Gusto say cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees? Temperature near is too high.
That is odd. I wonder why.
I gotta admit, the logic theme in this game, well, this is actually one of the investigation themes. This theme is actually really good. I can really imagine the cogs of the brain turning when listening to this song here. Okay. Next, we examine the castle. Hurry! Shoot the castle! Dun 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 dun. Sorry. With all the pinball I've been playing, can you really blame me? Alright. It's an incredible piece of work. Hard to believe this whole castle is made of sugar and cream, though. I know, right? It's like the inside of a magical medieval story or something.
I didn't know you were into such fantastical things.
Sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Didn't mean to get so carried away there.
Oh, no need to apologize. I admire your enthusiasm. I sometimes wish my own son was as animated as you.
You have a son, Mr. E?
I do. He's still in elementary school, and yet he'd rather read a statue book than a fairy tale. I can't help but worry that his interests will make it hard for him to make friends.
Don't say that. He sounds super interesting. He'll make a ton of friends. Me included, I'm sure.
I'd like to think you'd be more of a big brother to him than a friend, Eddie.
A big brother, huh? I guess I have some growing up to do. Better take this more seriously.
Indeed. Then with that in mind, shall we continue our investigation? I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention.
Alright, first things first, we... Okay, examine anything in the castle entrance.
The doors of the castle have been left wide open.
Yeah, was the guy born in a barn? He could have at least closed them behind him.
I'd like to see you say that to Mr. Von Karma's face, Eddie.
Wait, there's a bunch of stuff inside. Let's see.
Hold it, kid. If anybody's gonna be handling evidence, it'll be me. Huh. Cream's going all runny.
It's all over the It's all over the detective's shoes. Why are all these items being stored inside a candy castle?
Alright. Tell me what you want me to look at first.
Okay, then we examine the yellow objects.
2 big rock crystals. Looks like someone was using the castle for storage.
Kind of expected something a little more exciting behind those doors. Oh, I know! Maybe they're giant uncut gemstones. And maybe this whole thing is based on a story about a castle with a priceless treasure hidden inside.
I think I'd treat my priceless treasures with a little more care, Eddie. There's something on the bottom of them.
It looks like a stand or something.
I was right! They are gemstones! The stands must be so they can be put on display!
Well, whatever they are, it seems like they're not just a large set of paperweights. Blue tarps.
There's a bunch of blue cloth back here. 1, 2, 3, 4 rolls altogether.
1, 2, 3, 4. What comes after 4? Too much! Eep! The funny Alba quote. Anyways. The Alba, my OC Alba, not the Alba from the first game, just for anyone who doesn't know. Okay, hang on. Hang on a minute, checking the audio. Hang on a minute, checking the audio. Audio's good. Sorry. I just do not. After last night, what happened with the pinball stream, I'm not taking any chances. I'm constantly checking that audio like there's no tomorrow. Okay. Next. It's also good to have a guide because it gives me an excuse to look at the screen on the side. Okay, let's see here. So next, after we examine the tarps, we examine the stand outside. Oh, whoops.
Well, they certainly aren't made of candy.
No. No idea what this stuff is for. Almost looks like somebody hid it in here.
And I think I've seen fabric of the same color somewhere else before. Huh, these pillars. They have hexagonal indentations.
Looks like something's supposed to go in there. Well, whatever they were, they're long gone.
Hexagonal indentations, huh? I wonder.
Castle's covered in whipped cream, so maybe a giant strawberry?
A giant strawberry with a hexagonal bottom?
Look, I like strawberries, okay? Can't blame a guy for wishing.
That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. I actually kind of like that.
Look, I like strawberries, okay? Can't blame a guy for wishing.
I prefer bananas myself.
Blueberries for me.
The commentary in this one. It's funny. With how much more down to earth and serious these characters are, they can still have their funny moments. I like that. A lot of heart in that. Okay. Then, exit castle, logic, rock crystal shards, plus hexagonal indentation. Getting a lot of logic pieces in this case.
The rock crystal stands and the pillars in front of the castle feature the same hexagonal shape. I believe the crystals are meant to be placed on top of the pillars.
Oh yeah! Hexagon to hexagon! Makes perfect sense!
But if that's the case, why were they being hidden inside the castle? The rolls of blue cloth and the rock crystals inside of the castle. I imagine both must belong to Miss Scone. Miss Scone? What were you using the items inside the castle for?
Oh, those? Sorry, Lambkin, but I'm not allowed to say.
Let me guess. Von Karma?
Eek! How did you know? Please don't ask me to tell you. You have my guts for garters.
It seems the prosecution really has no intention of sharing anything with the defense.
Man, thought we were onto something with those giant rock crystals, but... What's that, dearie? You're interested in my little trinkets? Your trinkets? Yes, my sweet. I use them to make people all lovey and relaxed.
You use rock crystals and cloths to do that?
I do. It's wonderful. You should see it. And they're not just any old rock crystals either. They're great big lumps of salt with lights inside of them. Wow, those things are lamps. Tee. Oh, that's not even the half of it. Those cloths hold an even more exciting secret.
She really opened up the moment we started talking about her trinkets.
Since you're here, why don't I give you lovely boys a taste of my relaxation magic, Oh, Batty Bumpkin, can you get on and set it up for me?
The name is bad.
Is that a no? Why are you being so selfish, Batty Bumpkin?
You, have you finished taking photos of this room yet?
Yes, sir! We have, sir!
Then help Miss Scone here with something, will you?
Yes, sir! Right away, sir!
Tee. Oh, you're a sweetie at heart, aren't you, Batty B? That's amazing, Miss Scone. You got him to do exactly what you wanted. That's some talent. Thank you ever so much, Batty Bumpkins. Oh, and you, Officer Lovely. She's even giving nicknames to the forensic guys now.
Well, I guess it's her way of showing that she cares.
So, what about this is supposed to be relaxing exactly?
Oh, don't be such a sourpuss, Batty B. The fun's only just beginning. Officer Lovely, you can switch it on now.
Yes, ma'am!
Click. Wow, it's beautiful.
It is. Man, I wish my son were here to see it.
Is it though? Isn't it just wonderful? The 4 adorable elves and the sweetest little castle made of sweets. That's my theme, you see. And I thought it would be extra lovely if it was all lit up. Isn't it the nicest thing you've ever seen?
One of the elves must be feeling a little left out, though.
This is how it's supposed to look for the contest. But I'm glad you lovely boys got to see it at least. Wait, shouldn't the lamps be lit up too? Oh, what's happened there, I wonder?
I think we better take a look at the lamps and elves one more time. Okay. Now, hang on. Examine the castle again. Hurry! Shoot the castle! Dun 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 dun! Hurry! I must scour the scene and inspect anything that catches my attention. Okay. Uh-oh. That's not good looking. Examine the tarp decoration. Oh. The doors look nicely decorated now, thanks to the beautiful cloth around it. A cloth which you found inside the castle.
A welcoming door makes a welcoming home. Not just common sense for us detectives.
Well, that says the man who just trampled all over the castle's entranceway. But I'll hold my tongue for now. Okay. Then we examine the left rock crystal stand. The lamps appear to be broken.
Bulbs are smashed, both of them.
Maybe they fell and broke on the floor. Look, there's a red stain on one on the left.
That's not just a stain, that's...
Yeah, it's blood all right. I can smell it.
What? Blood?
Why is there blood on this lamp? Could it have something to do with why its bulb is broken? We better take a closer look at the other one too. So Moscone actually intended to use these lamps in her display.
Then why were they stashed inside the castle?
Maybe because they're broken?
Except there's plenty of other places she could have put them.
The best place to hide some salt is in some sugar. Isn't that how it goes?
Or perhaps the best place to hide a tree is in the forest. Anyway, if her intention was to put these salt lamps in her final display, that contradicts a certain piece of evidence in my possession. I'll need to point it out by making a deduction.
Alright. Then we deduce the left and we present the contest rules. Actually, I haven't even read this piece of evidence left.
Could this be related to the evidence somehow? The Ultimate Cookbook, titled World's Greatest Chef. While judging will proceed clockwise from the leftmost room, all contestants to gather in Mr. Tangora's room when judging ends. Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration. Stands and display materials will be provided. Contestants may not enter another contestant's room until judging has been completed. So yeah, these would actually be breaking the rules now that I think about it. Take a look at the list of rules for the contest, Detective.
Non-confectionery items may not be used as decoration.
That means the salt lamps and luminous cloths would have both been against the rules.
Is that why they were stashed away inside the castle?
I think we need to dig a little further into this with Miss Scone before we can say for sure.
Alright. Then, after deducing, examine the elf on the upper left. Elf! My elf! I don't know if Astral's here, but if he is, he would get the reference.
It's a cute little elf made of candy, and it's sitting on a little tree stump. The fabric above it and the other decorations around it really add to the dreamlike atmosphere. Dreams on a planet called the Endless Illusion.
Sorry. I had to do it at least once. Given Jameson's voice.
Stare at it for too long, we might get swept up in the fantasy ourselves.
Yeah, well, our job's to stay right here in reality and get to the bottom of all this. Nobody's getting swept up in any flights of fancy on my watch.
Okay. Then, hang on.
This elf doesn't have an illuminated cloth over it like the others.
It's not fair to leave this guy out, Miss Scone. Well, I didn't want to, did I, dear? But one of my cloths, one of my little machines went missing.
A cloth and... what sort of machine exactly?
Oh, you'll never guess how it all works. Those luminous cloths are connected to these... They're called, full spectrum light emitting devices. They send light down the main cable into each of the optical fiber strand. That's what makes the cloth grow. Or glow. Bah. With a little bit of fiddling, you can change the light into any color in the whole wide world. Bright red like a ferocious fiery flames. Cold blue like clinking crystals of ice. They have these special batteries that last for donkey's years, and they don't mind the cold at all.
Forgive me, so these machines, they're
what makes the special luminous cloth light up all beautiful, Mr. E.
I see. So much new technology, I can barely keep up.
So these light-emitting devices, you lost one of them in a piece of luminous cloth.
That's right, Lambkin. Heaven only knows where they could have gone to.
This cloth, it could have something to do with the case.
Okay. Then, hang on here. Let's see. Logic time. So, runny cream, high temperature. Connect!
The whipped cream in this room is collapsing because the temperature is too high.
It's 68 degrees. My messed up shoes can vouch for that.
And yet, when you opened the doors to the castle, the handles themselves were just fine.
Yeah, they were sturdier than expected.
Sturdy? Well, that's not the way I would describe most things made of confectionaries. I think we better take another look at those handles, don't you?
Huh? What the?
I think it's safe to say those handles aren't made of candy.
It's not just the handles. The whole castle. The little elves. They're all just plastic models with whipped cream smeared on top.
What? So none of this is confectionery art after all?
No. It's simply made to look like candy, with the cream having been added to lend it the air of authenticity.
Uh-oh. Cheating! I sense some cheating! No, no, no! You can't do that! You can't do that! Bad! Bad! Bad, Delicia Scone! No cheating! No! Gets dragged off. Okay. Blunt force trauma, bloody lamp.
We know the victim was struck and killed with something blunt. And we found blood on one of the lamps, which has a smashed bulb inside. Could the lamp not have been the murder weapon?
For sure! It could definitely do enough damage to kill someone!
You, science guy, did you finish analyzing the blood from the lamp yet?
Yes, sir! Just got done a minute ago, sir! The blood is the victim's, no doubt about it.
Well, there you have it.
So the murder weapon was hidden in Miss Scone's room. I'm beginning to think we may need to add her to our list of suspects.
Okay, and then speak with Scone again about the temperature. Oh, what? I don't have it yet. Wait. To present the... Oh, did I not examine the... Oh, I forgot to examine the thing, didn't I? Temperature 68 degrees. Light set to green.
Didn't Gusto say cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees? The temperature in here is too high.
That is odd. I wonder why.
Oh, wait, I didn't connect the other... Wait. Hang on. Fake concoctions. Scone's rule breaking. Sorry, I read one step ahead too far. Audio's still good, right? Okay, yeah.
So not only did she use decorations that were against the rules, she didn't even make any real sweets. Miss Scone made a mockery of the rules.
Yeah, guess she's not gonna get crowned world's greatest now.
And why is it so warm in here? Do you think it's got something to do with all this?
That's a good question. I think we better go ask Miss Scone herself. Miss Scone, why is the temperature of your room set to 68 degrees?
Because I hate the cold, don't I, dearie? And besides, being chilly's no good for a girl. If I want to keep my fresh-faced complexion, I've got to be careful about these things. We ladies have to stay young, don't you know? How old is she really, though? That's what I'd like to know.
It's not polite to speculate on a person's age, Eddie.
But the entire fan base has been doing this for the judge! Bro, as long as the Ace Attorney franchise has been out, we've been speculating the age and the name of the frickin' judge.
But most of your work is made of whipped cream. And whipped cream needs to be kept at 50 degrees, or it starts to deflate.
Is that so, dearie? Well, silly me, eh? I've only gone and made a whoopsie. Wait, she really didn't know that?
World-class confectionery, my foot.
Not only did she break the rules by using fake candy, she's ignorant of basic facts about her supposed craft. Miss Scone grows more mysterious by the minute. Okay, and then logic, confectionery research, lack of knowledge. Miss Scone appears to lack basic knowledge about how confectionery is created. And she says that she snuck into another entrance room for research purposes. Hardly the actions of a world-class confectioner competing for a major prize.
Yeah, not how I picture a top pro acting. Does she maybe lack a little confidence, or...
Or is she not actually a confectioner at all? Perhaps she had another agenda altogether. After all, we only have her word that she went into that room to do some research.
Wait, so you mean... maybe she went in there to commit a murder?
There's no way of saying for certain just yet. But she is hiding something. That much I'm certain of. Investigation complete! Alright. Hang on, gotta get some water. Okay. Hang on. I gotta get my my Manfred von Karma voice back now. Hang on. Where's your proof, Edgeworth? No one can testify as to who this witness is. No one!
That's enough investigating for now, don't you think?
Yes, we certainly found plenty of interest. Something's been bothering me for a while now. Mr. Von Karma would have surely found the murder weapon when he searched this room. And yet, he didn't arrest Miss Scone. He didn't even seem interested in questioning her. And I think our first priority should be to find out what he's really up to. Detective Bad, I have a few things I'd like to ask Mr. Von Karma.
Me too. Him and Scone. Eek! How could you, Batty Bumpkin? Stop staring at me like that!
It appears that Detective Bad is just as suspicious of Mr. Von Karma and Miss Scone as I am. Miss Scone, would you be so kind as to accompany us?
Of course, dear. Where are we off to?
To find Mr. Von Karma. December 24th, 8:05 p.m. Contestant venue. Sorry, contest venue. Fountain room. Von Karma, we'd like to speak with you if that's all right. Ha ha! Judging by your faces, I'm guessing you found the murder weapon. We did. It was in Miss Scone's room. Which means that Mr. Tangora should no longer be the only person of interest. Ha! Nonsense! It doesn't matter where the weapon was found. Tangora is guilty. And as long as this is my case, guilty he shall remain. How can he be so sure of Mr. Tangora's guilt? You have an explanation, I assume, for why the murder weapon was in Miss Scone's room. Of course I do, and I'd be delighted to share it with you. The murder weapon. Tangora killed Frost with one of Scone's salt lamps in order to frame her for the murder. To complete the deception, he took it back to her room once the deed was done. After all, it had been found near the victim's body. After all, if it had been found near the victim's body, Tangora would have been seen doubly suspicious.
A body may be hard to move, but a murder weapon, considerably less so. And that is why there was no piece of evidence on the scene that pointed to a particular suspect.
So it's your assertion that Mr. Tangora took the salt lamp back to Miss Scone's room?
It is indeed. But it is more than assertion. It is a fact, based on my own investigation.
You mean you have proof that he did so?
I don't need any such thing.
What?
Sorry. Ha ha ha. If you have a rebuttal, I'll be happy to hear it. But I highly doubt you'll be able to fault my logic.
The murder weapon.
Oh my god, this fucking arrogant bastard, man. So we present the luminous cloth on the 5th statement. Well, you're wrong, Mr. Von Karma, because look at that! Look at that photo right there. That is a cloth. You mean to tell me you didn't notice that, Mr. Perfect? Let's see you talk your way out of this one. Because we all know that Gregory, historically speaking, other than Phoenix Wright, Gregory was the only character who managed to actually pull one on Von Karma, which is impressive, honestly. It kind of makes Gregory kind of a bro, kind of like Ethan Rook being one of the few characters to actually wound Shelley the Killer.
Objection!
It's true that the murder weapon and the bloodstained chocolate were removed from the scene of the crime. But something else remained that does point to one person in particular. Take another look at the photograph of the body, if you will. The cloth covering the victim's lower half. Is that not one of the same luminous cloths we found in Miss Scone's room?
What's that, dearie? One of my lovely colorful cloths at the scene of the crime, you say? Luminous cloth? Nonsense! I see no light to speak of. I guess he doesn't know how it works.
It may look like ordinary cloth at first glance, but attach one of these light-emitting devices, and the difference soon becomes apparent. Oh! Immediately, he's sweating.
Look at his face. I don't think he was expecting that.
But the fact the cloth can be lit up is nothing here nor there. We have to show why it's important. One of those rolls of cloth from Miss Scone's room went missing. And if you look closely at the blue cloth in the picture, wouldn't you clearly say it's made of the same material, Mr. Von Karma? The salt lamp and the luminous cloth both belong to Miss Scone. And seeing as the body was wrapped in said cloth, surely even you have to admit that is suspicious. Mr. Von Karma, I think it's time to accept that a number of factors point to Miss Scone as a person of interest.
Eek! Greggy Pegleg, how could you? You're accusing me of all people?
I'm not accusing you of anything just yet. But I do think you're hiding something.
That's not... Just to clarify, your assertion is that both the murder weapon and the cloth were in Miss Scone's room prior to the murder.
Exactly.
Ha 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 ha. Is something funny? Sorry.
Is there something funny about that?
Only that you've walked so carelessly into my trap. Neither the cloth nor the murder weapon were in fact in her room. So sorry to have to break it to you. Tangor spotted them before the contest began and noted that the lamps and cloths contravened the rules. He subsequently confiscated them and took them to his own room for safekeeping. What? Then, after the contest had begun, nobody saw hide nor hair of Frost until he secluded himself in his room. And the only person capable of entering his locked room was Tangora, possessing, as he did, the only key. And as you know, he was also in possession of the lamp used to commit the murder. So you see, I have everything I need to get Tangora convicted all along. Well, how does it feel to have lost to me before even setting foot in the courtroom? This can't be happening. Wait! All of our hard work was for nothing? Miss Stone! Why didn't you tell us your stuff was confiscated by Mr. Tangora? Well, dear, Mannequin said if I spilled the beans, I'll end up being the one under suspicion. Mr. Von Karma said that. And he wasn't wrong now, was he? You two accused me yourselves just a second ago. Ha ha ha! Pathetic! Curse you, Von Karma! You led us to the murder weapon, knowing we'd make certain assumptions as a result. One more thing, my pathetic friend. There are 2 and only 2 sets of fingerprints on the murder weapon. 2? Yes, those of Delicious Scone and Samson Tangora. No others were found. Tangora used the lamp he confiscated to murder Frost, and was foolish enough to hide it in Scone's room without first removing his fingerprints. Ha ha ha! At this rate, no one will even need to testify. My perfect evidence will do all the talking for me as I secure his guilty verdict.
Objection!
But wait! What about the luminous cloth that was left behind in Mr. Tangora's room?
What about it? He probably meant to return it after disposing of the body.
I don't have enough to disprove any of what he's saying.
Ha ha! No more pitiful objections! Then get out of my sight and close the door behind you! Mr. E!
I'm not about to just give up.
I'll be done in a second, Sam. I see you mean to waste more of my time. Bad! Escort them off the premises now! This investigation is not over yet.
Detective Bad!
What is the meaning of this? Sorry, but I'm not in the habit of leaving cases half-solved. There's still one last thing from the crime scene we haven't identified.
He's right. We still have evidence of somebody's activities to account for.
We can discuss your lingering doubts at our leisure, Detective. But whatever they might be, they're no business of the defense's.
Objection!
I beg to differ. There's a piece of evidence I'm still not satisfied about either. And I suspect it might be the same thing that's bothering Detective Bad.
What?
This is the yet unidentified something that was left in Mr. Tangora's room. The seal.
Or not, wait. Frame finger marks, actually.
Take that!
There are finger marks on There are finger marks on one of Mr. Tangora's creations. Supposing they belong to the murderer, it could certainly explain how the prints didn't end up on the murder weapon.
How do you know so much about the crime scene?
Because I let them look around.
You let the defense examine the scene, Bad? Are you out of your mind?
I don't remember you telling me not to.
You insolent worm! You would do well to remember this then, detective. That the results of your next salary review are up to me! Ugh. Detective Bad's in trouble too now! I'm sure glad you're my boss, Mr. Edgeworth.
And you do well to remember the results of your salary review are up to your performance here.
Ha! A mere attorney uncovering such a fact based on cursory investigation. I'm almost impressed. But it's entirely possible those finger marks belong to Tangora. After all, he wore gloves while preparing his creations.
Objection!
But can you prove conclusively that the fingerprints are his? Furthermore, there's still something about Miss Scone that doesn't add up.
Is there? Or are you simply not prepared to admit defeat? Oh, stop it, Greggy! Stop it, stop it! Why are you being so mean to your poor old pal Delicia? I owned up to nibbling poor Sammy Poople's sweeties. What more do you want?
I don't want to make you a suspect. That much is certain. But you lied to us. And you're still not telling us everything.
Greggy, stop it! Stop bullying me!
I'm sorry, but you don't even know the temperature whipped cream should be kept at. What kind of professional confectioner doesn't know something as fundamental as that?
I'm sorry, all right? I'm sorry. I'm just a silly, muddle-headed girl. What more do you want me to say?
I don't think you're muddle-headed at all. I think that you were never a confectioner in the first place.
Enough! I'll thank you to keep your baseless accusations to yourself. Evidence is everything in a courtroom, in case you've forgotten. If you're going to accuse a witness of perjury, then I demand you present something to back it up.
But this isn't a courtroom, is it? Nevertheless. What proof do I have that Miss Scone doesn't know the first thing about making desserts?
Take that!
Every single one of Mr. Scone's creations break the rules of the contest.
The offending items, the cloths and the lamps, were duly confiscated, as we've established. And the witness did not go and bring them back to her room herself.
Objection!
But those weren't the only rule-breaking items in her room.
What?
The entire fantastical world Miss Scone created, every last bit of it. It's all just a collection of plastic models slathered in whipped cream. That cream is the only authentic confectionery in the room! No real-world title contender would ever stoop so low.
Is this true, Bad?
Yeah, saw with my own eyes. Stepped in it with my own shoes.
Did we finally convince him?
With her lies exposed like this, surely he can't continue to deny the facts. Miss Scone, your actions place you firmly on a list of suspects.
But no, dear, I'm no killer.
Then why don't you finally start telling us the truth? Who are you really, and why were you tampering with your rival's work?
All right. The truth is, I'm not the adorable little cook you see before you. I'm actually a pharmacist, if you can believe it. A pharmacist?
I can't blame them for being so surprised. This couldn't be further from what we'd imagined. So what's somebody in your line of work doing entering a confection contest like this one?
Well, I just love eating sweeties, if you must know. And Sammy People's sweeties are the best. Or so they say. I just had to enter. I didn't mean to end up making it all the way to the final.
Even Mr. Von Karma is at a loss for words.
That's it? That's the only reason you're here? Yes, dearie, and it was worth it. Samson's Silly Pen Sweeties are the tastiest treats I ever did eat.
And the finger marks. Were you the one wearing the gloves?
Eep! No, that wasn't me, dear. I don't even wear gloves.
Remember, Miss Scone's fingerprints were found elsewhere in Mr. Tangora's other creations. I'd say that points to her not having worn any gloves.
Exactly, Lambkin. Peggy Pegleg's got the right end of the stick. I'm an innocent woman.
Is your head filled with cream too?
Eek! Sorry, mannequins.
Her head may not be filled with cream, but she's certainly no master of subterfuge. Miss Scone, were Mr. Tangora's works the only ones you sampled?
No, dear. I couldn't help myself. When I finished my afternoon tea, I tipped it over to Chillywinkin's room for a little taste, too.
You were in the victim's room, too?
Yes, dear. Nobody was in there, you see?
Quite possibly because the occupant was already dead.
But I can only stomach one little bite. I never tasted anything so salty in all my life. So I had myself one of those tasty star-shaped bits off to the side to cleanse my palate. You have quite the sweet tooth, don't you, Miss Scone?
Indeed. What didn't she sample?
That's everything, I promise. Craggy Peggles, mannequins, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to make a mess of things.
As long as what you've told us is the truth, that's all that matters in the end. Do not think for a second this means I myself believe you. I'm going to investigate the victim's room now. We'll see how truthful you've really been after I'm through. Mr. Von Karma, please, let us accompany you. I think it's only fair that we be allowed to investigate the veracity of our own conclusions. Humph. Accompany me if you like, but do not think for a single second you'll be permitted to conduct your own investigation. We'd like to accompany you all the same. December 24th, 9 o'clock p.m. Contest venue. Frost's room. What is the meaning of this?
When we got to Frost's room, we saw nada. It was all gone. The whole enchilada.
Now I'm back to modern-day Fender's voice, which is much more normal.
Was this the work of the culprit? A dead body hidden in the chocolate chest. A murder weapon moved mysteriously to another room. This case was a real peach. It was going to take some serious sleuthing to get to the bottom of it all.
Okay, that's a good place to end it. Man, I'm looking forward to doing more of this, man. We actually got a pretty good ways into this case. I believe this case is significantly shorter than the captive turnabout. So, looking forward to seeing y'all next time. I have to go to bed because Sam is trying to sleep, so I can't really do my loud voices. But until then, I'm Quint, and have a good one. See ya!